Hey, welcome back. Go ahead and get started again. And video's finally uploading now. And I mean, it takes about 20 minutes. I think I told you this. It takes about 1 minute per minute of video to transfer from the GoPro to the phone. And then it'll take another 20 some minutes to upload, something like that. Like that other one says it has about 36 minutes left to upload. So it takes about 1.5 times the number of minutes basically to upload out to YouTube after putting it on the phone. So we go. It is noon, 12:30 Hawaii time. For some reason I was thinking it was still like 11 something, so right, is what it is. So we made several marks last time to try to adjust all the areas down due to this one. I don't want to call it a mistake yet. If I can't adjust it, it absolutely is a mistake. Here it's just an inconvenience so far. Got a little overzealous. So, no point whining. Just go ahead and carve these things off. We'll probably start working on this again here pretty soon. I'll have to start carving this down a little bit to pronounce that, because I can already see that this, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Sorry, it needs to come down some, because it's losing the difference. And then as this comes down, we'll have to pronounce this just a little bit more, even though it's only going to be slight to begin with, for that perspective reason. Okay. All right, screw it, let's do it. Go. Not bad, not bad. Okay. I was working on a couple other wands, mostly getting them finished. Most of them usually aren't as smooth as I would like, and it'll take a very long time to do that. I don't know that it's worth doing for me, mostly because the pores on most of the stuff are pretty large, and so they fill up quickly, and so you're only ever sanding a small amount of the actual wood, because the rest you're just sanding sawdust. And so it just takes a really long time. Like, there are some wands that I pretty much had done from last time I was here, and I've been working on some of those, getting them ready, and they've been going through 4 and 5 cycles easy of that sanding, rinse, dry, sanding, rinse, dry. And I had a friend actually tell me, hey, why don't you just go ahead and sand it when it's wet? And I about chipped that out. And I've done that. It just doesn't work very well. At least with this. It doesn't seem to. So okay, got a little pink going on here. Better look for some chip marks there. Might cause some problems. Let's go ahead and there we go. It's a little bit of red, a little bit of red. I can already see it chipping there. That might be angle though. That might be angle. It might not be chipping out. I don't remember, because I haven't worked on this spot for a bit. Okay, got some red. Little red marks. Okay, let's take a look. Alright. Man, this one is just, it just feels so weird. Alright, I need to take some of this down. Looking at it, looks a little high from the, let's see if you can see it. You can't really see it very well. Okay. Area looks high right here. Kind of see it juts out a little bit. We need to reduce that down just a tad. This area here, some of this just might be grain, but we'll go ahead and do it. Okay, let's take a look on the side here because it's been a while. Turn that down just a little. Here I feel like this, let's see if I can let you see it. Here I feel like this just kind of drops off, so I want to gradually reduce that just a little bit more. This needs to come down. Let's look at the angle here. Alright, that needs to come down. Alright, and we're just about ready to work on this stuff. I'll leave this stuff for, I'll leave that stuff for now. Yeah, I know it's a lot of little small stuff that isn't terribly exciting, but doing it that way just kind of, you don't want the wrong kind of excitement, right? So. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of some of this. I'm trying to gradually, I'll probably have to use a file to really get that as gradual as I want. That's all right. It's just, remember I told you about the sanding and the pores. With the filing can do that too. It can give you a false representation. Okay, let's take a look from here. So from this side, it looks like this is much more pronounced than maybe I want, but here on this, from the other angle, it looks pretty good. So I'm not going to take all of it down. I'm just going to take this part of it down right here to try to achieve that gradual climb from this side, just in case that's the preferred side of looking at it. This needs to come down some to make it a little bit more gradual. Let's look here, tone that down. If we look here, this is a hump almost at this point, so let's go ahead and take that down. Okay, the rest of this isn't too bad. I would like to feather this down a little bit more because it looks like it needs to come down just a little bit more gradually for my tastes. I do see a slight dip here, so let's just go ahead and remove that part. Alright, and here, I want this just a little bit more gradual here. Let's go ahead and start working on this area here. Fade that down. Pronounce this a little bit more. Go. Eventually I'll have to fade this in right here, but I don't need that for now. It'll probably be a file, to be honest. This area needs cleaned up, but it's probably going to be a file is probably going to be good for that. Okay, so here, let's get rid of that a little bit, make that a little bit more gradual. do all this work, and then we'll get back to, I was gonna say the fun stuff, but it's all fun stuff around here. Come on now. Okay. No surprises so far, which is exactly how I like it. Yeah. And yeah, I could just use a belt sander and get a lot of this done much faster. But I'm not here to. Or there's a blues singer. I think it's blues. If it's technically a different one, then my apologies. But his name is Howling Wolf. It's like, I'm built for comfort, not for speed, and that's kind of what my wand practice is. It's built for comfort, not for speed. That it's actually pretty satisfying to look at something and know I at least did it by hand. Even if it's going to be faster, because by machine. I mean, I have Dremels. Yeah, that was plural. I have all sorts of attachments for the Dremel. I've got all sorts of stuff, but I don't get the same satisfaction out of using the power tools. I mean, I've got some time, so why not? All right, so I really don't like that. Now, can you see it here? And no, and that's because the perspective goes like this. And that's appropriate, but I really don't like the way it looks. But I'll probably have to keep it, because otherwise it's going to really change. If I cut some of these things down a little bit, I can cut some down a little bit more, like here. I just don't like how harsh it is. It's a little sudden for my tastes. At least with how I see this happening. Let's go take care of that. What's my time? 13 minutes. Man. Most of these things just feel like it's been like 5 minutes for me at most, and 20 minutes goes by. So there we go. All right. Alright, thanks. I guess my phone's here. It can wait. Alright, so let's go ahead and start working on this graduation here. This needs to come down a lot. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but this needs to come down. I do want a visual difference there, as I've said, but I don't necessarily want it to be large. Oops. That's gonna split out if I keep going with that. Okay. Okay. The boxes I ship wands in are like 16 inches long. At least the ones I bought are. Actually, I haven't measured this. Should probably do that. It does affect, like I had to cut a wand down earlier today. I cut 1.5 inches off the back end of it, which was the natural part of the wand. And it still's got some natural parasitic markings on there from where termites or worms or something like that burrowed in when it was in driftwood form. But I should probably do that. I should probably look at this wand, because that affects the box it can go in, right? And most of the priority mail boxes, because for most of my Etsy stuff I use priority mail boxes because they're flat rate, right? So it's pretty easy to ship in, and then if somebody overpays, they just, you know, reimburse, right? It's not that big a deal. They reimburse the extra. But I hadn't thought about that when I was making this wand. It's probably going to be too long. It's not going to fit. I think the curve itself means it's not going to fit in one of those wand boxes. I'll have to find a special box for this, which kind of sucks. But whatever. All right, let's just go ahead and start trimming some of this down that I can see and know that I need to get rid of. So it's a little obnoxious. Go. Oops, there we go. Can't trim too much of this down. I'll probably use a file mostly because these grains are going everywhere. This is also part of the grip. So it does make a difference. You can always make something smaller, but you have a harder time making it bigger. So this is a pretty thick grip. Time is, come on, 18 minutes. I'm gonna have to call it because I need to go get my phone out of that phone locker so it's not baking in the postal box all day long. Yeah, when I transfer the videos from the GoPro to my current phone, I literally have to put a fan on the GoPro because once I do these 20-minute videos, it heats the damn thing up significantly. Not cooperating there. All right. This area's just not going to cooperate. It's going to have to get filed, I think. Okay. All right, well, that's kind of where we're at. And probably clean this up with a file, actually, in the next video. And then start doing more of the file shaping stuff. Because I think the rest of it's okay. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but it's a pretty good representation of where it's at. It's a pretty good representation of where it's at. So I think that's where we're just going to have to leave it for now, and I will be doing that here in a bit.